Hey guys, what's poppin'? What's good, everyone? This is Brumal, and we are back with more Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky the Third. But you guys know how we like to do this. If you haven't already, I highly suggest you pause this video and go spend time with God, whether that's reading a couple chapters in your Bible, or just sitting there and praying, or just listening to some gospel music, or worship music, I should say. My bad, I should say worship music, and bask in the Lord's presence. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We have a sun door that we need to do, and sun doors, if you guys remember, are mini games. And since we have Estelle, we can already go ahead and do sun door number 2. Did we do this, sir? Oh yeah, sun door number 3. That was the tournament. So yeah, let's go ahead and do sun door number 2. This one is meant for Estelle. But yeah, bring the girl who loves to fish. Only then shall the door open. Yeah, since we have Estelle, we might as well go ahead and do this like before I forget, like how I kind of like how I forgot when we got Zen to go start the tournament at the very least. Alrighty, the sun is broken. Grant us a memory. Alright, once upon a time, there was a girl called Estelle Bright who absolutely loved fishing. Meanwhile, in Grancel, there existed a group of dedicated men and women who prided themselves on the sport, and they were called the Fishermen's Guild. And fishing is something that I didn't necessarily prioritize in the first game. I did do it in the second game, but I did it off camera in order to get some equipment that you can only get by fishing. But yeah. What else could it possibly be called but fate were the two paths to cross? This is their peculiar story. Chapter 1. Our story begins at the lakeside. Alright. At the side of Auralia Lake lies a quiet little place by the name of Kingfisher Inn. Seeking a break from her work, Estelle decided to visit for some well-deserved relaxation. At first, she had gotten exactly that. The fishing lover she was, she decided to borrow some gear from the inn and make her way out onto the pier to enjoy some quality time there. She saw one successful catch after another, and before long her bucket was teeming with fish. But then there was Lloyd, a member of that one and only Fisherman's Guild, who happened to be at the very same inn on that very same day. He was having the opposite of young Estelle's lucky streak. The moment he had arrived, he had set off in a boat and began fishing. But try as he did, he hadn't managed to catch so much as a single fish. Now feeling thoroughly defeated, Lloyd motioned back towards the inn. Upon his boat approaching the pier, however, he caught sight of none other than the very pleased Estelle rejoicing the size of her most recent catch. This sight was all it took to give Lloyd's competitive nature. To give rise. Ugh. Now thoroughly fired up, he approached her and challenged her to a special kind of duel. And that's why I want to challenge you to a 5-round angler's duel. What now? A 5-round angler's duel. It's a special kind of competition we fishermen take part in where they stake their pride and honor on the outcome. Once a member of the Fisherman Guild mentions those words, there can be no turning back. The duel must take place. So let us do battle, with our finest fishing tackle on the line. I feel like I'm getting dragged into something completely nutso. I hate to break it to you, but I don't have any stellar fishing tackle to bet on this. All my stuff is borrowed from the inn. Then you don't need to bet anything at all. That's fine. This duel is more for my own good than yours, and I intend to see it through no matter what. Doesn't sound like I got much choice but to go along with this, huh? I mean, I guess. I don't know. Alrighty, so yeah, it's a little mini game. Let's see, rules. So, okay, yeah, I remember. Alright, so let's go ahead and start it. So we each get 5 rounds, depending on what we catch. Yeah, depending on what we catch gives us points, blah, blah, blah. You guys know how this goes. Anyways, but now, let's see. So what we want to use first is we want to use the progress rod because we want to catch a trout or a salmon, and then we want to use the metal rod trident so we can use said trout or salmon to catch us a snakehead, because a snakehead has more points than anything else. Every other fish except for the snakehead is worth between 50 or 65 points. However, the snakehead is worth 160 to 170 points. So we want that snakehead. So yeah, okay. Let's go ahead. That one seems even bigger than the last one. Got a salmon. Yeah, so all this stuff is RNG. All this stuff is RNG. Had to do this one twice. What do you get? Alright, cool. Got away. Good. Got away from you. Oh, I won. So I lost. What a battle you fought. Yeah, you fought admirably, Estelle. There's no shame in losing against someone as talented as you. Here, I want you to have this. What do we get? We got a silver-colored lure. Oh, thank you. A lure made out of argon? I couldn't possibly take this. It looks so expensive. No can do. Those are the rules. I challenged you to a duel while putting this on the line, and I was defeated. If you refuse to accept it, it will bring me even greater shame than I already face. So please accept it. Well, if you really insist. Sure. Alright. Though the feeling of bliss thanks to her victory, she's also blissfully unaware of what fate had in store for her. So now we have chapter 2, I believe, right? Got received the fishing set, received Mira. Continue to chapter 2, yes. I'm gonna knock out all of these. I believe there's only 3 there's only 3 chapters, looks like. Oh, it's the rich lady. Alright. Today was another day in which Estelle found herself roaming in the north block of Grancel's city sewers. Her objective was simple: defeat a wanted monster for the guild. But down there, she found more than just monsters. In addition to nasties, she became accustomed to braining on a regular basis. Okay. She also came face to face with a young noblewoman whose delicate demeanor couldn't have looked more out of place. Estelle certainly hadn't expected this. What are you doing down here, she asked. The woman teetered and responded as if the answer were the most obvious thing in the world. What else? Fishing, of course. The noblewoman's name was Norsha. Norsha? I don't know. Norsh? Ugh. Alright. And, as y'all like my mom impression right there? I'm kidding. Anyways. And, as it turned out, she was a member of the Fisherman's Guild. Do you really have to fish here of all places, though? I mean, what if monsters find you? Estelle made up her mind to try to escort the woman back to the city with her. But Norsha had other ideas, and she refused to budge from what she felt like was a prime fishing spot. The two were soon locked in the battle of pure stubbornness. Neither would simply back down gracefully, as it wasn't in their natures. It was in the middle of a heated argument when the silver lure Estelle kept on her person fell from her pocket. Goodness, is that the famous silver lure? One of the 3 famed fishing tackles? Where in Adios did you obtain such a thing? I don't know anything about any famous fishing tackles, but I guess you mean this guy here. I won it from Lloyd. So you fought an angler's duel against him, did you? I intended to challenge him to one myself when the time was right, but I never imagined that he would be defeated before then. Okay, I'm lost right now. Very well. I shall challenge you to a 10-round Angular's duel in his a 10 round. Oh my gosh, I don't want to do 10 rounds of this. 10 rounds? Listen, lady. I will not accept no for an answer. Let us begin. Wait a sec. Alright, so that's what we're doing. Alrighty, so now we have another. This is a 10-round duel. Ugh. Yep. Yeah, we won this one. We only won because RNG was in my favor this time, and she missed like 5 of her catches. That was a chunky one. But yeah, we won this one. Second time around. But yeah. How could this have happened? How could I, of all people, to be defeated? Well, you're satisfied now? If you are, it's time that you came back to the city with me. Trust me, it's not safe down here. You were truly more worried about me than winning the duel, weren't you? No wonder I couldn't defeat you. Now, if you will kindly accept this. Receive the golden rod from Norshe, whatever. It's so shiny. Are you sure that I can have this? In fact, I insist. I would be more troubled if you didn't accept it. These are the laws behind Angler duels, as you know. Still, kindly remember that you have more to fear than just me. No getting complacent, simply because I fell in battle. There's still our guild's leader to defeat, after all. Oh man, is he really that good? Indeed, his name is Mr. Fisher, and he is both the guild's founder and its most capable member. Knowing that may incline you to avoid facing him, but don't think you'll be so lucky with the 2 tackles you now possess. He will come for you. A duel with him is nigh, whether you desire it or not. Alrighty then, if you say so. Who's messaging me? Alright, so we did that. Oh, it was my boy. I found this meme. It's an Invincible meme. It was basically Invincible versus Conquest. And then like there's a subtitle that said, "Let's take this somewhere empty." And then the next part of the meme shows them at the Rachel Zegler Snow White film and nobody in the nobody's in the thing. Oh, that's funny. It's a funny meme. All right. And while there was a smart part of her that couldn't help but regret biting the lure of the Fisherman's Guild, there was a much greater part that couldn't deny wanting to see where this journey would take her. Alrighty. So now we're coming up on the last part of the Plate of Excellence. Alright, so now we got 10,000 Mira from this so far. Let's go ahead and do chapter 3. Last chapter. Probably going to take me 3 tries, I think. Maybe. I don't know. Yes. Final chapter, Battle of Azalea Bay. Alrighty. Along the shore of the Gull Seaside Way near Rouen. Oh, this is the beach. Okay. Nope, I know where we're at. We're between Minoria and Rouen. I had to think about it for a second. The decisive moment that Norshe had foretold was finally to come. Whether their meeting was a coincidence or fated all along, no one could possibly say. Estelle was idly walking along the shore for no particular adequate reason when all of a sudden a single small yacht drew closer and closer. That's a yacht, okay, sure. The yacht eased as close to the shore as it could safely get, and from the top of it stepped a fine man. He was a gentleman in a tuxedo, the sea extending into the distance behind him, making for an equally elegant backdrop. As soon as she saw him, she knew he was the leader Norshe had spoken of. Mr. Fisher, bearer of the title Avid Angler and known by the nickname the Fishing Baron. That lure, that rod. Are you the Fisherman Guild's president? No, there is no need for words now. I've been waiting for this moment for longer than you can possibly imagine. I challenge you to a 15 rounds angler's duel immediately. 15? We're gonna be here all day, aren't we? Let the battle begin. Cue the Pokemon music. Alright. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm at 1088. Caught a blue Merlin. Let's see what this guy gets. He missed his last shot. So I don't know if he has I don't know if he has enough to grab the big one. However, the game says that it cheats for him. So we'll see what he gets. Oh, I won! Thank you! Alright. So third round literally was the charm. Alright. So each round I had to do at least that many. Like first round I had to redo it once. Second round I had to redo twice. Third round I had to redo 3 times. I actually got lucky and was able to get through this. So yeah, unbelievable. I had no idea that you were proved to be quite so skilled. Clearly the time for adults to be leading the way has passed. I ask that you accept this. Alright, he gave us the rainbow colored fishing line. Wow, this is pretty. Thank you very much. I can hardly believe the time has finally come for the 3-frame fishing tackles to be gathered in the hands of one owner. You said your name was Estelle, yes? Yeah, I did, but I made up my mind. Starting today, you will be the new leader of the Fisherman's Guild. What? What? As for me, I suppose I will assume the title of honorary president from this day forward. This is the time for young people like you to take the center stage. I hope you will dedicate yourself as best as you can to spreading the furthering fishing culture. Hold on. You can't just shove that kind of responsibility on someone. I'm not going to be the leader. And I don't think she ever would be either. And after roughly an hour of continuous negotiations, for me, an hour and 19 minutes of this fishing minigame that literally should only taken like 20 minutes to do, in which neither of them wished to back down. Estelle was able to convince Mr. Fisher that the burden of being leader was too great for her, and she was granted an honorary membership of the guild instead. But while Estelle's duels were over, news of what had happened spread like wildfire amongst the fishermen, spawning legends that would persist much longer. Henceforth, whenever they spoke of Estelle, they spoke of her with a new nickname. A fitting nickname for one who has triumphed in such challenging angular duels. Estelle the Supreme Fisher. And they could have came up with something better than that. At least I think so. But yes, side story, legendary angler Estelle. Finally, we finished it. Got the fisherman's emblem. I was told I was supposed to get ingenuity off of that, but I guess I was wrong. Let's check out that equipment. Fisherman's emblem. What does this do? Strength plus 50, range plus 1, movement 3, Estelle only. Proof that Estelle is the Supreme Fisher. Increases attack range. To be honest with you, this is kind of useless. You don't necessarily need this, but yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, so this was probably I want to say this was probably maybe like 10 minutes worth so far. I've been recording for over an hour. Actually, hold on, let me look. Where are we at? We're at an hour and 20 minutes, but they're probably only going to use 10 minutes of this gameplay, most likely. So I will see you guys in a bit, but I am going to take a break, maybe a whole day break, maybe just a couple hours. I have no idea. But I'll see you in the next cut. Alright guys, so we are back, and we're back here to talk to all the NPCs that are all together, for the most part. So, yeah, let's talk to these guys, see what's going on. Oh, by the way, Zen, is it true that Kilika quit her job to become a guild receptionist? And see, we wouldn't have known that if we haven't done Zen's story, his little side story in his star door. Yeah, it is. And she got a job offer from elsewhere that she ended up taking, and it wasn't an easy choice for her, to be sure. But it was a good opportunity, so I'm glad that she took it. Either way, because of that, she had to go back to Calvert. Oh, right. Well, she's got to do what's best for her, I guess. It's gonna be really weird when I next go to the guild in Zeiss and she's not there, though. Maybe so, but it's not like you can't go see her over in Calvert. I mean, you're in the middle of touring the continent as it is. Just drop by and pay her a visit. You can come and see me too while you're at it. You make a compelling argument, Zen. Okay then. When we finally manage to get ourselves out here, I'll do just that. Let's say out here, anyways. I'm looking forward to it already. So, we're dealing with foes who are content making an enemy out of the extremely powerful Dominion, are we? The Schwarzritter and the Lord of Phantasma will surely be a force to be reckoned with. Which is why I'm going to stay here and get my beauty sleep. I wouldn't stand a chance against them. That makes no sense. It's been one thing after another since we've got in here, but I'm just glad that you turned out to be alright. Who, me? But of course. Joshua was putting on a brave face the whole time, but you know him. Anyone could tell how worried he was about you. I can't believe you. Well, I can't say that I blame him, not one bit. I was worried sick when I found out that the Lord of Phantasma had captured you. It must have been so much worse for him. I was captured? For real? I guess I was, but it sure doesn't feel like it. I don't remember anything like that happening. Well, whatever. No big deal, if I can't remember, right? You never change. And neither do I. Now I can go back to drinking, worry-free. Why? What did I say? Terrible. Oh, Reese, are you okay now? I'm fine. I managed to avoid taking any direct blows in the battle. I never knew you'd go and help Kevin out if he really needed it. Well, I did some serious thinking about what you said. Just as Kevin had his reasons for not wanting to be a knight, I've got my reasons for becoming a squire. I said for not wanting. I meant wanting to become a knight. So, okay then. Now all we need to do is wait for Kevin to wake up so you can tell him how you feel, am I right? Yes, you're right. Annalise, thank you very much. Nope, think nothing of it. Wow. I didn't know the two of you were so close. Oh, but I'm sure you know why, though. It's because she's so cute. Terrible. Is anyone surprised? Nope. Let's see what these two got going on. Be careful, you might go to jail. Oh, Estelle. Do you know how Kevin's doing? He's fine, I think. He's got both Joshua and Chloe looking after him. Oh, right. Well, what a relief. I'm sorry for worrying you. Huh? What are you apologizing for? Nothing. Forget I said anything. Okay. Dominion or not, I don't know what that priest was thinking, going nuts and knocking himself out cold. He could have ran what he would. He could have ran what he was planning with us first before becoming dead weight. Some people, I swear. Look who's talking, Bucko. Alrighty, so we talked to all of them. Looks like Julia and Mueller, I believe, are probably off by themselves doing their thing over here. Pretty sure Mueller's over here by himself because I have Julia in the party, yeah. So let's go ahead and switch Julia out. Switch Julia out. And we'll go ahead and put Tita in. Yep, they're just over here talking. I was aware that Father Graham was a member of the Grossritter. I certainly wasn't aware that he was... that he was such a high-ranking member of their group, however. And one of its most powerful members at that. There was a point when Olivier tried delving into research on the Grossritter, and he wasn't able to ascertain much in the end, no matter how hard he tried, though. After seeing for myself what their strongest members are capable of, I can understand why he would want to look into them. Alright. So let's... I don't know if Josette is around here, but we know that, Olivier was there, over at the other side of the table. So, nope, she's not over here. And I'm pretty sure Josette is with Chloe and Joshua. Yep, there they are. How is he, Joshua? Generally fine. He's in a deep sleep right now. He's been growing he's been groaning ever so often, though. What? Really? That doesn't sound good. Don't worry. The only real symptom he's showing is a light fever. All we can do now is let him get some rest. It's gonna take some time for him to recover. The mental burden of the mental burden he's carrying is just taxing on his body. Oh, for sure. Well, keep an eye on him, okay? Thank you, Chloe, Joshua. No problem, Reese. Leave it to us. Okay, that should do the trick for now. Now we'll just have to make sure that he doesn't get too cold. Maybe I should whip up some porridge from when he gets up. Wow. I had her written off as a total idiot, but she may actually be kind of capable. Alrighty. Alrighty. Whoa! I thought I was ready after you guys told me what happened, but seeing the place you once trained, that you once trained at like this is weird. So, this warp thingy here is gonna take us to the next plane? That's right. The next should be the 5th. Presumably the first of the more advanced game boards of the Lord of Phantasma mentioned. Well, we're gonna be in for a really tough ride, aren't we? But hey, we come through plenty of this just fine. We can knock this out. We can knock this out too. I certainly hope so. Something wrong? No, but I do have a question. Why did you specifically put your name forward to accompany me? Is that really a big deal? I can't think of any specific reason that you would have to offer to support me, and yet you're making your request. Your eyes were filled with determination and resolve, so it wasn't something... So, was it something that you did on a whim? You don't mind my inquiry, do you? Nope. It wasn't a whim, though. So... You're right about that. It's just that I don't have some big special reason for doing it, either. I guess I just wanted to give something back. What do you mean? Well, like Kevin... Kevin did a lot for me back during all the trouble in Libero. He bailed me out of trouble more times than I can even count. And he helped Joshua deal with what was burdening him, too. Now he's in trouble just like we were, so... It's this thing where I found myself wondering whether there was anything that I could do to help. Coming and backing you up is the best way that I could do that. Huh? I'm still not sure that I understand. I understand that you feel indebted to Kevin, but how does helping me go towards repaying that? Isn't it obvious? You're super important to him, aren't you? What? I'm not implying that you're going out or anything. Just from all that I've heard, and since getting here, it seems like you basically view each other as family. I'm not wrong, right? No, you're right. Before all this started, we hadn't met for almost 5 whole years. The only reason that we met again was all because of work. I'm not sure there's any bond between the two of us at all anymore. Yeah, I'm not buying that one. What's so funny? The connections between people deepen over time and become bonds. And once your bonds have formed, they can never be broken. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I can tell you, there's a bunch of people that I wouldn't talk to more just because of things that happened in the past. So, yeah. However, far apart those people may be, no matter where life may take them, those bonds will always exist in some way. Not my words, by the way. They're just something some old guy I once... yeah, some old guy I know said to me a while back. And I happen to agree with him. Heaven was happy to entrust everything to you without a second thought, right? You were talking like you knew what he was thinking earlier, too. About how he was going to tell us about the stigma, or his stigma. That's proof enough that there's still a strong bond between you. I wish I could be so confident. Still, I can't understand why you wanted to come with me now. I appreciate it too, so thank you, Estelle. You're very welcome. I do have one more question, though. It's something of a personal one, however. Like what? I'll answer it if I can. This is a good chance to get to know each other. Alright, well, forgive me if this sounds blunt, but do people often tell you that you're too soft for your own good? Terrible. What? What are you laughing for? I think I have my answer. At least let me answer before making up your mind. Ah, screw it. Let's just get going. Right behind you. Actually, she's right behind us. Alrighty, we're going to the fifth plane. Where are we now? It seems to be another enclosed dimensional space. Kind of reminds me of when we were, not the Libero arc, but you guys remember when we were going through the, towers, and then we got sucked into that weird dimensional space? Kind of reminds me of that. Like a giant labyrinth of marble in a rift between dimensions. Or at least that's how it appears. Yeah, this will be a blast to go through. We're gonna need to put our backs into this one. Indeed. And quite immediately, too. Huh? Be careful, everyone. What in the world is that? And we got spiders. These are dream spiders. They're foul beasts that devour people's dreams and replace them with nightmares. Well, this plane's off to an awesome start. Well, whatever. Let's kick some devil butt. Alright. They all would be equally spaced out. Alright, Estelle's getting beat. So I made Estelle into a, she's basically replacing Kevin as an arts user.
Prepare to meet your doom!
Oh, shoot. This is easy. This is going to be easy. Can't hit anybody. Nope. The silent cross do. Oh, that's all it does? I don't have much to do then, huh? Don't think Estelle will get able to attack. I don't think she will. Nope, she will. Alright, and let's see if Estelle can finish him off with Titanic Roar. Alright, well, we got the little guys out the way. Alright. That hurt, my friend. What are you weak to, buddy? Alright, weak to space. Do I have any space arts?
Come on, everyone.
Golly, man, she hits hard.
We're good to go.
Oh, everyone leveled up. Well, almost everyone leveled up. Vital Cannon 3. Let's go, Tita. I did a tiny bit of grinding to open up some slots for some people. The only people whose slots aren't open now are Mueller and Zen, and I wasted like every single last one of my win sepith to get it. I had to do all of that. To my knowledge, well, you know what? I'm gonna keep that secret for right now. But anyways. Oh, I think that's the last of them. Ambushed. So, were those the kind of devils that you were talking about back at the garden? More specifically, it's a subspecies of devils known as dream devils. They're said to specialize in attacking the mind, and I think that we've confirmed that to be perfectly accurate. We're gonna need to put in, more than our backside at this rate. How about we double check our equipment one last time before we head on? That certainly sounds wise. There's no such thing as being too cautious. So it's kind of funny that they said that, like she said, like those are devils that like attack the mind and all that stuff. Now I've heard, and I do believe this, but I've heard a lot of people say like stuff like anxiety, schizophrenia, and all that stuff is literally just demons messing with you for the most part. Like, this stuff isn't really necessarily real. It's just demons that are like, it's not you being crazy, it's literally demons like messing with your head and all that stuff. So it's just like, yeah, I could see that. Oops. Alright, so we found a star door. I think this is star door number 7. Anyways, all may set foot within the door to claim those rewards. However, you must first overcome a trial. Alright. So, we just gotta fight. Might as well just do it. And we'll see what comes out of it. I'm excited. Are you really? Not really. I'm probably gonna die. Alright, overcome the trial before you. Then I shall grant you memories. Oh. That's a lot of enemies right there, guys.
Prepare to meet your doom. Upon the golden wings of battle, descending to that land to rescue wayward souls. Now, light of the heavens, feel the
All right, that was it wasn't a hard fight. It was just a long fight, but we were able to get it. Yeah. Oh, Breeze leveled up. Nice. Man, look at that wind sepith, you guys. Y'all can tell I was fiending for some wind sepith. You've overcome the trial, thus I shall grant you a memory fragment. Alright, let's see what this is. I wonder if this is the one I think it is. There's one particular thing that I've been hoping to talk about. Well, not necessarily I could talk about it, because you've got whatever. Anyways. Ornaments and devices that use the orbal energy contained with septium can cause a variety of useful effects. It has only been a little over half a century since they were first invented, but even in such a short time, they have already revolutionized the world as we know it. From daily necessities such as lighting and heating to tanks and other similar weapons used to defend our nation, ornaments are used in just every facet of our lives. In fact, it's now hard to imagine life without them. So much of what we take for granted in life now involves them in some way, and it has a proliferate, whatever. All right, and advance the development of these ornaments that we exist. We, the Epstein Foundation. All right. Our foundation was first established in the year 1155, and the Septian calendar, the year after Professor Epstein, is it Epstein or Epstein? I don't know. Passing, and was created by his brilliant-minded disciples in order to honor his wishes. The foundation is based on his home state of Layman, where it remains in operation to this day. It was rather limited in size in the beginning, and its attempts to spread orbital technology was initially met with little success. Sensing that the professor's dream would never be realized at the rate that they were going, 3 key researchers left Layman to try and spread the seeds of orbital technology across the continent themselves. One of them was Professor G. Schmidt. The professor who had gained a fine reputation of his own for his skill in the field of mechanical engineering, went around and visited corporations in various nations to persuade them of the benefits of ornaments. The second was Professor L. Hamilton. Mindful of the technological gap between regions, she long believed that the rural and remote areas that needed ornament technology more than any other. As such, she enlisted the help of the Bracer Guild, which already had a close relationship with the Foundation, and formed a mission with the intent of promoting and spreading the technology where applicable. The professor herself also turned the regions with the aim of spreading public awareness and laying foundations for others to build in the future. And the third was Professor A. Russell. All right. Now known far and wide as the father of the Orbital Revolution. So yeah, that's Tita's granddad. And there are also 2 other scientists that they mentioned right there. But yeah, anyways, Professor Russell returned to his home nation of Libero and continued to work tirelessly to advance ornament technology there. And within a year of returning, he had set up the Zeiss Engineering Factory, known as the Zeiss Central Factory, ZCF, and created the first ornament to be made outside of Layman State. 3 years later, the reigning king of Libero at the time, Edgar III, visited the factory to inspect it, and he decided to donate a large amount of money to further its research. With His Majesty's endorsements, ornaments began to spread like wildfire throughout the kingdom, bringing such prosperity that the people of other nations were filled with envy. Up until then, most people didn't see ornaments in particularly a positive light, but their success in Libero changed those impressions virtually overnight. One nation after another began to reach out to our foundation and share Ortman technology, and both the foundation's financial and social standing became that much secure. In the eyes of the world, the Orbital Revolution was a sudden, far-reaching transformation, but it was only because of years of reaching out to the people and diligent, largely unnoticed research that it was able to happen at all. About the Epstein Foundation. Okay. I was just trying to see if I recognized anything on there. Prototype of Ortman mystery artifacts. History of Ortman technology. Okay. Anyways. The Foundation's activities centered around the following 3 guiding principles. 1. Carrying out fundamental research on Ortmans. 2. Spreading orbital technology and informing the public of its benefits. 3. Contributing to world peace through technology. Now then, let's discuss which of these 3 guiding principles in more depth. 1. Carrying out fundamental research on Ortmans. The Foundation's most important mission is naturally the improvement and development of orbital technology. The fundamental principles behind how Ortmans work need no improvement as such, but their architectures. Their internal structures have been improved upon countless times in the past and will surely continue to be perfected by the curious mind as the years go on. Ortman architectures concern the mechanical parts inside them, such as the cogs and screws, and there is still plenty of room for change as this new technology develops. These improvements can reap great rewards, but the research necessary to make them is known to be as lengthy as it is expensive. As a result, companies who prioritize profit over all else are less inclined to pursue them. That makes our foundation's research all the more important for the social perspective. 2. Spreading orbital technology and informing the public of its benefits. 2 other important goals of the Foundation are the spread of orbital technology as widely as possible and educate the public on the correct way to use it. While Ortmans are also part of the daily lives of most who live in advanced nations and populated urban areas, the reality in remote and mountainous regions are very different. To counter this, we have long worked to send missions of engineers and bracers to those regions to try and better the standard of living for those people, and will continue to do so. We also continue to work on other ways to spread awareness of orbital technology, such as working closely with the Septian Church to have it added to the curriculum in Sunday school classes. 3. Contributing to the world's peace through technology. It is to pursue this noble yet extremely difficult goal that the Foundation has had a close relationship with the Bracer Guild ever since the initial founding. The Guild was established as an internal peacekeeping organization and can mediate on conflicts between nations from a neutral point of view, making it essential to the stability of our world as it stands. The Epstein Foundation continues to back them up fully in their cause, both with financial aid and using the fact that Layman State is is the only place where tactical ordnance are produced to provide them with equipment. Just as well, this relationship also provides ideal feedback towards tweaking the quality of tactical ordnance as they are used in combat too. Every machine and every invention goes through a long, grueling process behind the scenes before eventually reaching its finished, refined form, and tactical ordnance are no exception. Then, in 1190, our foundation unveiled the Orbital Network Project, which will be implemented in partnership with ZCF. Said project aims to join the Zumeria to join all of Zumeria together with a single united communication network. But our hope is that it will do much more than that. Our hope is that it will help to realize a peaceful world through communication. And what I think is basically, I believe they basically just tried to invent the internet. I think that's what it was. If I'm remembering correctly, I believe it's the internet. Anyways, sadly, Ortmann's relationship with peace as a concept has become somewhat complicated. Are they aiding in its realization, or are they doing the exact opposite? Professor Epstein, I think it's Epstein. All right, expressed his hopes that their ability to realize the limits looping of energy would be able to bring lasting peace to the world. Instead, recent years have thoroughly betrayed those hopes, and the post-revolution world has been a chaotic one indeed. The conflict between Liberal and Erebonia, for one, made significant use of orbital weaponry, airships included. It seems beyond a doubt that orbital weaponry will continue to become more and more advanced, making war an even more tragic event than ever. In the face of all this, how should we go about trying to create a peaceful world? We believe the best way to do this is to rely on a powerful communication and the means to do so with people of different nationalities and races. If these people can more easily interact with, more easily deepen their understandings of one another, perhaps that will allow us to create a world where we can dearly desire. In the end, one thing is for certain, our challenge is to try to realize Professor Epstein's ideals are only just beginning. Alright, the Epstein Foundation finished. Okay, so that was not the one that I was actually looking forward to, but we got Ingenuity 2, and that's what I was looking for. I didn't necessarily know where to find that, but we got it. And I will be equipping that to baby girl. I believe it's her. Oh no, it's not her. She's not the one that needs it. It's old girl. Yes, it's Chloe who needs Ingenuity. I forgot because I put Seal there just for what's it called? Recovers a small amount of EP while walking. Alright, yeah, that's all I wanted. No need for that then. Ceiling stone. Oh, wow. Okay. Another stone? Wow, that thing sure is pretty. Is it some kind of septium? No. It's what's known as a ceiling stone. You were inside one just like this when we found you. I was? Are we gonna find someone else inside this one too? Without a doubt. You wouldn't happen to have any inkling of who it could be, would you? Let me think. Well, it'd be wonderful if it were your dad with how strong he is. But that may be a little too much to hope for. Exactly. I'm pretty sure everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Cassius, that'd be great." To be honest with you, I don't think Cassius is playable in the series at all. Could Grandpa be inside? Well, it's true that he trusted us without a. It's true that he's busted us out of a jam plenty of times in the past. Wasn't he out of the country on vacation, though? Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe not, then. Well, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Freaking, because I believe, what's his face? Yeah, him being out of the country wouldn't be a factor if he would be here, because one, Estelle and Joshua, they're out of the country. They're not in Liberal, they're in Crossbell right now, as well as, Olivier and Mueller. They were back in Erebonia when all this stuff happened. And I believe Zen was in Calvard, so I don't know. But anyways. It sounds as though there are a number of possibilities, and the fastest way to find out which one rings true is to take it back to the garden. Then let's go. Alright, I will do that in just a bit. Alright, now that we've gotten what we came for, let's go ahead and unleash the ceiling stone. I wonder who it's going to be, guys. Who do y'all think it's going to be? Because we've gotten everyone who's been playable in all the games so far. All right, now we can get through to the next area. What? That looks like it couldn't be. Could it? You've got to be kidding me. A stun grenade? We got our boy Richard, guys. Who goes there? Speak your name. What? Well, I sure didn't see this coming. I presume you're familiar with this man? All I can tell by the uniform is that he's from the Royal Army. Yeah, we certainly are. I'm not sure what's going on here. Estelle, Joshua. And is that you, Your Highness? Yes, it is. It's good to see you again, Richard. I feel the same. A pleasure is all mine, Your Highness. I am delighted to see you well and in good health. Well, there's no need for you to stare at the floor when you're talking to me, you know. How have you been? Thanks to Her Majesty's extraordinary kindness, I've been doing very well. I hope that you'll forgive me for asking, but I'm afraid I'm afraid I don't quite understand the situation that I found myself in. Would it be any trouble to request a brief explanation of where we stand? It would probably be easier if I just handled that. I don't believe we've met. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Reese Argent, a squire affiliated with the Gralsritter. The Gralsritter? I see. It sounds as though the situation is even more abnormal than I thought. I suppose I should introduce myself as well. My name is Alan Richard. I was once a colonel of the Royal Army's Intelligence Division, as well as a traitor who attempted to instigate a coup d'etat. At present, however, I run the research agency RNA Research. Hey! So that's what he did with his life. RNA research, huh? Well, thank you. I think I have a solid grasp now. I wish I knew what else to say. What do you mean? As in, like, you're having trouble believing all of what we told you? Well, part of me feels that way, yes, but that's not really it. The greatest doubt in my mind is simply, why me? Huh? I look at everyone here and I see comrades who know how to fight alongside one another to turn even the darkest odds in their favor. Whether this turn of events was the will of the goddess or someone else, I can't rightly say. But from where I'm standing, you've already formed the perfect team for overcoming the obstacles before you. I guess so. I sure as heck don't want to work with her, though. I don't want her stupid rubbing off on me. Terrible. Oh, what? You're gonna feel really stupid after I thwack your brains to mush. Terrible. Not now, you two. If I may. I find it hard to understand how I, of all people, came to be here. Far from working together well with all of you, I'm a criminal who threatened both your lives and the safety of the nation in which we thrive. I can't help but feel my being here is a mistake in some kind. But to be fair, though, he was being controlled, right? Like, I believe, if I remember correctly, Weisman put the idea in his head to do the coup d'etat, right? So he was like being controlled subconsciously. Is that the right term? But anyways, still. Plus, he's also been forgiven of his crimes as well. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm more than positive that that the Queen forgave him of his crimes at the very least. Hold on 1 second. All right. You have helped us before, though. Like during the attack on Grancel, remember? You came to everyone's aid then. Yeah. That could have gotten really bad if you and your men hadn't showed up to help when you did. That's right. Then there was the fact that you assumed responsibility for defending the city while all of us escorted Chloe to Hawken Gate. Yeah, you might have done some bad stuff in the past, but you're underselling yourself by saying that you've never helped us before. Be that as it may be. My good man. It's not as though you're the only one here who's performed terrible deeds. To use the occasion Joshua mentioned, While you valiantly defended Gransil, I was at Hawking Gate threatening Libero's safety. And yet, here I am fighting alongside my friends without a care in the world. The best thing to do here, in my personal opinion, is to relax. I'm not sure boasting about not having a care in the world is something that you should be doing. I have a different perspective on those events, Your Highness. You were only threatening Libero on the surface. You had no intention on actually doing anything. On the contrary, you were trying to protect it. The same can't be said for me. My conspiracy was my own doing. Okay, but what about me? We were being used by you guys, yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that we were a bunch of sky bandits who even hijacked an airship. But Her Majesty was gracious enough to give us another chance at life, and we're trying to make the most of running a new company. I don't think our positions are all that different, honestly. Well, you might have done things that you regret, but it's not the past that determines who you are. It's what you choose to do now. Exactly. And it'd be a huge help if we had someone as baller as you fighting with us. Terrible. So please, we could really use your help. Are you sure, Annalise? Huh? You guys know each other? How did that happen? Oh, well, I went to visit your dad for something a while back. So that's when we met. Huh? Really? And if we skipped her star door, we wouldn't have known that. After we've all heard, I see no reason to refuse your company. If anything, we're eager to welcome you to our group with open arms, myself included. You could consider it aid given to the Grosritter, if that would make you less adverse to the idea. What do you say? Very well. You have my support. Well, I'm so glad that you're with us. Thank you. I only hope to meet your expectations. Incidentally, there is one thing I would like to confirm first. And what would that be? You said that you believe everyone to have been surrounded by a white light and sent here roughly at the same time. When that happened, were you all wearing the same clothes that you are now? What kind of question is that? Now that you mention it, how come you're wearing your military uniform? I was under the impression that you left the armed forces. That's right. Now that question makes sense. You were wearing something different when you were sent here, weren't you? I was. Currently, I worked in the office in Ruan City. And since beginning work there, I have never once willingly wore my old uniform. Then, I was surrounded by that light. I was wearing a shirt and a pair of slacks as I normally do. And yet somehow, I found myself here in uniform. That's odd. It's not something that happened to anyone else either. Oh, I have a thought. Perhaps the Lord of Phantasma decided the Colonel just wasn't sexy enough in anything else and prepared that strapping uniform for him after bringing him here. Yeah, I don't think so. So in addition to the other billion ways, there was a weird freak. They're a weird freak. Anyways, yeah. They got a military uniform fetish too. I couldn't entirely blame them if they did though. Same. What the heck? I swear, girls these days. Tita has no idea what's going on. She's too young. She's too young. Still, there's clearly got to be something going on. I get the feeling that we're on the verge of a major breakthrough in working out how we ended up here. So do I. As well as what this place really is to begin with. Interesting. In that case, let's put the matter aside for now. Now that you settled then, we should start getting ready to resume our investigation. Releasing Richard should hopefully have opened a new path to the as follows. Anyways, so yes, now we have Richard. What level is Richard? Richard is 117. Are you kidding me? Golly. Alright, so we are behind. I need to do some grinding. But I'll get to that at a different time. Let me check something out real quick. All right, so we have Chloe here. Let me get rid of Chloe. I just want to see. Josette's not over here, so we can get rid of Chloe, bring Josette. See if anything changes over here. Yep. Alright, so let's see what's going on. Alright, so our latest ally is the former Royal Army officer, Colonel Richard, is it? I've heard many things about his skill in battle and espionage, as well as his intellect. He doesn't sound like the kind of man I would want as an enemy. No, he is not. That man was trained by a divine blade. Anyways. This is my first time meeting Richard ever since he officially left the army. I heard his company named mention on a number of occasions since then, though. Oh, really? Maybe it's doing pretty well for itself, then. Both General Morgan and Brigadier General Bright did their best to stop Richard from leaving the army when he made his decision to do so. No one denies that he made a mistake, but he was exceptionally a skilled soldier, and the military is worse off without him. I've heard rumors of Brigadier General Bright hasn't given up on bringing him back into the ranks yet, even. You've got to be kidding me. He really doesn't believe in giving people a break, does he? Well, this place is full of peculiar things. It appears to be so dimensionally space of its own. You still finding it hard to take in, huh? Oh, it's you, Estelle. You could put it that way, yes. I fear it's going to take me a while longer to come up with an effective enough plan to conquer this place. Conquer? Alright. There was me thinking that you were still that you might still be trying to process the situation that you're in. But you're already one step ahead. That's our colonel. As I believe I have told you several times already, I'm not the colonel anymore. I'm not even part of the army anymore. Oh, oops. You're running a research company for civilians these days, right? Indeed. I like how, even though I'm playing as Reese and I'm in front of him, he's actually looking at Estelle while he's talking to her. So I actually like that they did that little change. Anyways, indeed. We're still relatively insignificant startup, though. We operate out of a small office in Wereian. The only employee at present are myself and Canon. What? Captain Almathea is working with you too? Somehow I can't imagine her sitting behind a desk doing normal people work. Well, I suppose that's hardly surprising. Still, she's also changed since the coup. We've been living in a rather relaxed life since our new business began. Really? I can believe it. Though you've got this whole different aura about you now. Maybe this was actually the right career choice for you after all. I certainly hope so. Regardless, returning to work is just another reason that I can't afford to remain here any longer than necessary. We need to strive to return to our world as soon as possible. Yeah, agreed. We'll be counting on you, Colonel. That entire conversation fly right over her head. Well, if anything in the last episode that we saw, that you can't really tell Estelle anything. But yeah, I mean, oops. Almathea pretty much will do anything for Richard. We all know that. Yeah, we all know that for the most part.
Understood.
All right. Yeah, we are definitely behind on some levels. We're gonna have to catch those. We're gonna have to catch these two up. Let's check over here. Anybody up here? Nope. Oh, something's going on with Tita. Oh, where's Sheriff? Oh, Sheriff's probably at the what's called. Never mind. Huh? Looks like she's having a little nap. Oh, that's what she was doing? She was sleeping? Okay, anyways. She was the first person that were released from the Sealing Stone, incidentally. She must be exhausted. Yeah, you're probably right. I guess we should let her rest then. Indeed. Tita said that she was feeling a little tired, you see. So I'm currently in the process of lowering her into a peaceful slumber with my sweet nothings. This just feels like a crime in the making. Terrible. Funnily enough, I think the same thing. I haven't the faintest clue what you're all accusing me of. I always put the ladies in my life above all else. Yeah, that's exactly the problem. Oh, well, if it ain't Estelle. Hey, you heard this thing about Annalise, apparently? She fought our buddy Colonel Richard here a while back. Whoa, really? Yeah, it's true. I wasn't expecting it to happen, though, but it was just a friendly bout. So, don't take it too seriously. Huh, never would have guessed. I mean, I fought him once before, too, but it's still weird. Yeah, but that fight was that fight was 4 against 1. And even when we barely scraped by with a victory, yeah, we did barely scrape by with that victory, if I remember correctly. He was waxing us. Anyways. Well, you know someone's gonna be tough when your old man's the one who trained him with a sword. I'd be down for a one-on-one fight against him. No, you don't. If he is, heck, maybe I should go to him now. Man, sure wasn't expecting Colonel Richard of all guys to be here in the Sealing Stone. At this rate, it'll be Master Cassius as the next one. I hope so. That's never gonna happen. Hold up a sec. I ended up here despite being in Calvert. So maybe she could even end up here too. Oh, Kilika? That'd have been cool if Kilika was a playable character, though. I mean, she is a Taito master after all. Just like Walter and Zen. Oh, what was I saying? He seems to be doing fine now. Fortunately for us, he's a tough cookie. So he should be up in no time. Alright, cool. Don't you dare take one step closer to Joshua wearing that skimpy as heck outfit. Whoa, what? Oh, she's talking to Shara. Anyways, just because you were blessed with bombastic boobs doesn't mean you gotta go showing them off 24/7. What? I don't think she realizes that Shara is like an older sister to Joshua. Richard's circumstances are notably different from the rest of us who ended up here. There's got to be some kind of underlying reason on why that was the case. It can't just be random. If we can work that out, I have this feeling we'll be able to get significantly closer to knowing just how the world works. It's just a case of connecting the dots. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, because the other day we never did talk about Shara's outfit. Hold on. Where's she at? I don't think it's too bad. I mean, it fits her aesthetic, especially where she comes from, so whatever. That and it's just like, I wouldn't say they're too big. I mean, whatever. I don't even say they were big at all. But, yeah. So that's gonna be it for right now. I ended up getting about an hour and a half worth, and almost an hour and a half's worth of recording. Worth of recordings. I'll see what I'll do. I'll probably finish off this chapter before actually editing everything and splitting everything off, because there are there's some star doors that are in here that need to get done, as well as there was a couple of fights, but we'll see what goes on. Well, I'll just see how to run it. But if this is going to be the final video, then yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. If not, I'll see you guys in a cut.